Notorious mass murderer Charles Manson passed away last November after serving nearly 50 years in a California prison.
That's right, and since his death, several people have come forward claiming their rights to his estate and his remains, including his grandson and Manson's prison pen pal. KCAL 9's Rachel Kim is live in downtown Los Angeles tonight, where the battle is now underway. Rachel?
Yeah, Jeff and Elsa, recently an attorney for Charles Manson's grandson filed a petition here at LA Superior Court to claim his grandfather's remains. But Manson's longtime pen pal and friend insists he has the rights to the body. He recently invited us to his home to show us the document he says proves it and how their friendship was formed.
Man, you don't need a head, man.
To most, a madman.
The sun is a hole in the soul, man.
But one Santa Clarita man says he saw another side of the cult leader.
And that's all everything is love.
The rest of the world did not.
Charles Manson.
Typical Charles Manson?
Typical.
After 3 decades of friendship with Charles Manson, Michael Channels explains the riddles penned by a criminal cult leader.
Basically, you got to know how he writes. Evil is, because it's evils.
Channels' childhood fascination with horror led to a correspondence that began in his late 20s.
I actually went into the whole thing thinking, I want to meet the boogeyman. I want to meet the boogeyman.
So he wrote a letter.
But it took me about 50 of those letters to get him to write back and say, you know what, here's an autograph. I'm really too busy. Have a good day. Okay, I got one. Now I'm going for more.
Over the years, Channel says he received thousands of letters, postcards, even gifts Manson crafted from his cell, like this mask made of paper plates, a signed document, and Kool-Aid.
That's scary.
It is scary, but that, again, that goes into my soul. I love scary things. You can't scare me enough.
You called him Charlie. Was Charlie evil?
Oh, yeah. He had that side to him. He could be. He was more of a loving, kind of charming guy, though, than he was evil.
A charm that could manipulate the impressionable into murder. I asked him, could he have seen himself joining the Manson family?
I most definitely probably think I probably could have. If it would have been all the girls, the weed, party all the time, sure.
Girls and weed are one thing. Could you kill someone or help kill someone?
No way, no way.
The Manson family murdered 7 people, but Channel says Manson never wanted to talk about it.
I seen a person that never talked about murder, never talked about killing people. You could bring it up and he would be like, you got that murder and death on your mind. Want to change the subject from that.
Did Manson ever confess to killing anybody?
No, not at all.
Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better.
Channels shared his last phone conversation with Manson, recorded in October of 2017. He believes Manson knew he was nearing death. He claims Manson sent him this last will and testament dated February 14, 2002, naming Channels executor of his estate, including his remains.
He didn't want people cutting tattoos off his head, putting them on little displays and little museums, tattoos off his arms.
He says Manson wanted to be cremated.
Free in the desert when nobody knows. You want to go to him? Nobody will know except for me.
But when Charles Manson died in November, several people challenged the will, including Manson's grandson.
He didn't like that family. Up until 3 years ago, that grandson was talking bad about him.
Channels tells us although people are questioning his motives, he intends to honor his friend's last request.
After you're dead, wouldn't you hope that your friend would do what you ask him to do? And no matter if you can see me do it or not, I'm going to do it.
Manson's grandson, Jason Freeman, said in court papers that he has rights to the body because he's family. His attorney questions the authenticity of Channel's will. He says if it is real, it might deny the rights to Manson's sons, but not his grandson. The hearing on the petition is scheduled for January 26th. Back to you in the studio.
Rachel Kim reporting live tonight.